about preventing life from testing you. It's about becoming so strong, so centered, that nothing can break you. When you detach from the need for comfort and control, you stop fearing what life might throw your way. Instead, you begin to stand tall, knowing that no matter how hard the blows, you will not be defeated. To bend without breaking. It's not about what happens to you. It's about how you choose to face it. Resilience comes from the choices you make in the face of adversity. It's not about denying the pain or pretending everything is fine when it's not. It's about choosing to keep going, even when life is pulling you in different directions. It's about understanding that your strength isn't just something you were born with. It's something you build every day. You build it through the way you face adversity, the way you respond to obstacles, and the way you refuse to give up. Most people view hardship as something to avoid, something to fear. And it makes sense, doesn't it? Pain, loss, disappointment, these things hurt. They make us question our abilities, our worth, and even the meaning of everything we've worked for. But when you accept that hardship is inevitable, when you embrace the reality that life will sometimes knock you down, you begin to see hardship differently. Instead of seeing it as something that's meant to destroy you, you start to see it as something that can make you stronger. Every challenge is an opportunity to build your resilience. Every setback is a chance to prove to yourself that you are capable of overcoming more than you ever thought possible. This shift in perspective doesn't happen overnight. It takes time and it takes practice. But the more you practice detaching from the need for comfort and control, the more resilient you become. You stop being a victim of your circumstances and you start becoming the architect of your own destiny. When things don't go as planned, when life throws you a curveball, you no longer crumble. You take it in stride, adjust your course, and keep moving forward. The more you detach, the more you realize that you are not defined by your circumstances. You are defined by how you respond to them. You are defined by your ability to rise above them. Resilience isn't about pretending everything is okay when it's not. It's about being honest with yourself about the challenges you face, while also being determined to keep going, no matter how difficult the road may seem. When you detach from the need for comfort and control, you stop relying on external factors to determine your emotional state. You stop needing everything to be perfect in order to feel at peace. Instead, you find peace within yourself, regardless of what's happening around you. And this inner peace is what allows you to remain resilient in the face of adversity. As you begin to embrace this mindset, you'll notice that you're not only more resilient, but you're also more adaptable. Life is unpredictable, and the world doesn't always work the way we expect it to. But the more resilient you become, the more you learn to adapt to whatever comes your way. You stop fighting against life's unpredictability and start moving with it. You become someone who can face anything with strength, knowing that you have the ability to adapt, to grow, and to overcome. The challenges you face become less daunting because you understand that you have the power to respond to them with clarity and calmness. One of the most powerful aspects of resilience is that it helps you break free from the cycle of self-doubt and fear. When you're not constantly trying to control everything around you, you start to realize that you are capable of handling whatever comes your way. You stop questioning yourself and start trusting in your ability to navigate through tough times. With every challenge you overcome, your confidence grows, and you begin to see yourself as someone who is capable, strong, and unbreakable. Resilience isn't just about surviving difficult times. It's about thriving because of them. It's about taking everything life throws at you and using it to build a stronger, more focused version of yourself. It's easy to let setbacks define you, to let hardship convince you that you're not strong enough or capable enough to handle what's ahead. But that's where resilience steps in. When you detach from the need for comfort and control, you start to see challenges not as obstacles, but as opportunities. Opportunities to test your limits, to prove your strength, and to show yourself just how much you can endure. And with every challenge you overcome, you build the belief. Resilience isn't about avoiding pain or hardship. It's about learning to face it head on with courage and determination. Life will always throw challenges your way. But what you do with those challenges, how you respond to them, that's what defines you. Resilience is the key to becoming the person you were always meant to be. It's the foundation of personal growth, of strength, and of the courage to keep moving forward, no matter what. When you stop being afraid of hardship, when you stop running from discomfort, you step into your true power. You realize that no matter what the world throws at you, you will not break. You will stand tall, you will adapt, and you will keep going. This is the power of resilience. It's not just about surviving the storms of life. It's about using those storms to build your inner strength. It's about embracing adversity, trusting yourself to navigate it, and becoming stronger with every challenge you face. The more you practice detaching from the need for comfort and control, the more you realize that you are capable of anything. You are the architect of your destiny, and resilience is the foundation upon which you can build a life of strength, power, and unshakable confidence. In a world that constantly pushes us to be social, to connect, to be surrounded by others, solitude is often misunderstood. People fear being alone, as if it's something to be avoided, something that signifies loneliness or inadequacy. But in reality, solitude is not a weakness, it's power. It's in those quiet, solitary moments that we have the chance to truly reconnect with ourselves. Away from the distractions and noise of the world, solitude offers a space to reflect, to think, to hear our own thoughts clearly without external influences drowning them out. When we learn to embrace solitude, to be content with our own company, we realize something profound. We don't need others to complete us. We become whole within ourselves. And in that wholeness, we find clarity, strength, and purpose that can't be found in the hustle and bustle of social life. It's in solitude that we begin to understand our true nature without the influence of others, without the pressure to conform to society's expectations. When we're alone, we are forced to confront ourselves. And in confronting ourselves, we find the opportunity for growth. Solitude is not a place of weakness or emptiness. It is a place of profound self-discovery and strength. We often think we need others to feel validated or fulfilled. It's easy to feel like being alone is a sign of failure or loneliness. But in reality, the opposite is true. The ability to be alone without feeling lonely is a sign of emotional maturity and inner strength. When you learn to enjoy your own company, to be at peace with who you are in your own skin, you unlock a freedom that most people never experience. You stop depending on external validation, and you start realizing that your worth is not tied to the opinions or presence of others. You are complete in yourself. The more you embrace solitude, the more you realize that you are your own best companion. You learn to trust yourself, to find joy in your own thoughts, and to cultivate a deeper sense of peace that doesn't rely on anyone else. Solitude is not just about being alone. It's about being at peace with that aloneness. It's about removing the noise, both external and internal, and creating space for your true self to emerge. We live in a world that is constantly demanding our attention, whether it's through social media, work, or the expectations of others. The noise is relentless, but in solitude, you can silence that noise and focus on what truly matters: your own mind, your own heart, your own path. In the silence, you can hear your own voice clearly, and it's in hearing that voice that you discover your purpose. your direction, and your strength. At first, being alone can feel uncomfortable. We're not used to it. We're taught from a young age that being social is the key to happiness, that we need others to fill the void. But solitude teaches us that the void doesn't exist. It's a construct we've created. When we need to fill the silence with distractions or the company of others, we realize that we are enough as we are. We don't need anyone else to complete us. We are whole within ourselves. And in that realization, we find a sense of peace that transcends the constant need for validation or approval from others. In solitude, we also find clarity. How often do we go through life so caught up in the noise of our daily routines, the demands of others, and the chaos of the outside world, that we lose sight of what we truly want? In the solitude of our own thoughts, we can reconnect with our goals, our desires, and our values. We can reassess where we are in life and where we want to go. Solitude is the space where we can ask ourselves the hard questions and confront the answers without distraction or fear. It's in this space that we find the clarity to make better decisions, to realign ourselves with our purpose, and to move forward with confidence. Solitude also builds resilience. When we learn to be alone, we learn to stand on our own 2 feet. We stop relying on others for our sense of security, and instead, we cultivate our own inner strength. The more time we spend in solitude, the more we realize that we can handle whatever life throws at us. We become less dependent on external circumstances and more rooted in our own ability to navigate life's challenges. In solitude, we learn that we are capable, strong, and resilient. We become our own source of support, and in doing so, we become unshakable in the face of adversity. This doesn't mean that we should isolate ourselves from the world or reject meaningful relationships. It simply means that we need to find a balance between connection with others and connection with ourselves. We need to prioritize time alone, to recharge, to reflect, and to grow. When we embrace solitude, we learn to cultivate a deeper relationship with ourselves, which in turn strengthens our relationships with others. We become more present, more focused, and more emotionally available because we are no longer seeking validation from others to fill the emptiness we've been taught to fear. Instead, we are complete as we are. Embracing solitude is a practice of tuning out the noise, of being present with yourself, and of learning to trust in your own strength and wisdom. It's a practice of letting go of the fear of loneliness and finding peace in being alone with your thoughts. When you embrace solitude, you realize that the greatest source of fulfillment and strength is not found in external circumstances, but in the depth of your own mind and heart. It's in those quiet moments when you are alone that you reconnect with your true essence and discover the power that lies within you. So the next time you find yourself overwhelmed by the noise of the world, take a step back, embrace the silence, let go of the fear of being alone, and allow yourself the time and space to reconnect with yourself. In that solitude, you'll find the clarity, strength, and purpose you've been searching for. You'll realize that you are enough, just as you are, and that in your aloneness, you are not lonely. You are powerful. In today's world, distractions are everywhere, from the constant buzz of notifications to the endless pressure to fit in. It's easy to get lost in the noise. We're bombarded with so many things, opinions, trends, expectations, that it can feel almost impossible to figure out what really matters. We chase after what's popular, what others think we should want, all while losing sight of what actually brings us true fulfillment. But when you detach from everything that doesn't serve you, something incredible happens. The distractions begin to fade, and you're left with clarity. What was once clouded becomes clear. You start to see what truly matters, your mind, your actions, your purpose. The world's noise no longer drowns out your inner voice. You can hear yourself again, and it's in that silence, that stillness, that you rediscover what truly fulfills you. When you begin to strip away the layers of distraction, the superficial desires, the empty pursuits, the things you thought would make you happy, you start to see yourself more clearly. You begin to reconnect with your own values, your own goals, and your own purpose. The noise that once consumed you becomes nothing more than background chatter, no longer able to drown out the voice that tells you what's important. It's easy to get caught up in the rat race, to constantly chase after the next thing, always thinking that happiness lies just a little further ahead. Society tells us that we need more money, more success, more recognition. But when you stop and take a step back, you realize that none of these things will ever bring you lasting fulfillment. True fulfillment comes from within. It comes from living a life that is in alignment with your values and your purpose, not one that is driven by the expectations or demands of others. When you detach from the need for external validation, you give yourself the freedom to focus on what truly elevates you. This is where the power of discernment comes in. Discernment is the ability to recognize what is truly valuable and worth your time, energy, and attention. It's about making conscious choices to focus on what brings you growth, peace, and meaning. Without discernment, it's easy to waste your life chasing after things that don't matter, temporary pleasures, superficial achievements, or the approval of others. But when you begin to detach, you stop wasting time on things that don't serve your purpose. You start investing in what truly contributes to your well-being and personal growth. You begin to align your actions with your values, and in doing so, you create a life that is purposeful and fulfilling.
For procurement managers, Ranger is the go-to partner that helps keep your healthcare facilities ready for patients. Because there's no time to manage orders and deliveries from multiple suppliers, Ranger offers everything in one place, from disinfectants to lighting, air filters, and more. All with fast delivery that helps ensure you always have what you need to put patient care first. Call 1-800-RANGER, click Ranger.com, or just stop by. Ranger, for the ones who get it done.
The more you detach from the noise, the more you begin to see what is essential. You realize that happiness doesn't come from accumulating more things or pleasing more people. It comes from within. It comes from living authentically, from being true to who you are, and from making choices that reflect your true self. The superficial desires that once seemed so important begin to lose their grip on you. You stop chasing after the empty promises of the world and start focusing on what really matters: your relationships, your growth, your sense of purpose. And in doing so, you begin to create a life that is deeply fulfilling, a life that is truly your own. One of the greatest gifts of detachment is the ability to focus. In a world full of distractions, it's easy to get overwhelmed by all the things demanding your attention. But when you detach from everything that doesn't serve you, you create space for focus. You stop spreading yourself too thin, trying to please everyone or meet every expectation. Instead, you can zero in on what's truly important. You become more intentional with your time and energy, and in doing so, you accomplish more in what matters. You begin to invest in the things that will truly elevate you, rather than wasting time on things that only drain you. This process of discerning what matters isn't always easy. It requires you to take an honest look at your life, at your choices, and at the things you've been giving your time and energy to. Are they helping you grow? Are they bringing you closer to your goals? Or are they just distractions? In some cases, you might have to let go of things you once thought were important: relationships, jobs, or even habits that no longer serve your higher purpose. This can be a difficult process, but it's also incredibly liberating. As you shed the unnecessary, You make space for the meaningful, and as you focus on what truly matters, you start to build a life that is aligned with your values and your vision for the future. The power of detachment is not about escaping from the world, it's about engaging with the world in a more mindful, intentional way. It's about reclaiming your power and choosing what you want to invest your time and energy in. It's about understanding that not everything is worth your attention, and that true fulfillment comes from focusing on what aligns with your purpose. When you live with discernment, you stop being reactive to the demands of the world. Instead, you become proactive in creating a life that reflects who you truly are. You stop letting external circumstances dictate your emotional state, and you start living from a place of internal strength and clarity. As you embrace this practice of detachment and discernment, you'll find that your life becomes more meaningful, more purposeful, and more aligned with your true self. You'll stop chasing after empty achievements and start investing in what truly brings you joy and fulfillment. You'll build deeper, more authentic relationships, and you'll create a life that reflects your values and your passions. In the end, it's not about having more, it's about having what truly matters. And that is where true fulfillment lies. So, the next time you find yourself caught up in the distractions of life, take a step back. Ask yourself, what truly matters? What is worth my time, my energy, and my attention? Detach from the noise and focus
Women. My bill is too high. I have an account number. Can that help? Both of them. To speak with a person.
It looks like the wait for an agent is longer than usual. Instead of waiting, I can help you with your billing question. To get started, say what you need, like credit or promotion, auto pay discount, a fee or charge.
I like to speak with a person.
Are you looking to lower your bill?
I'm looking to speak to a person.
I understand. Let me ask you what's going on. One moment, please, while I handle your request.
Research. Yeah.
Yeah, roasted beets. The combination of grapefruit and beet together is the candy beet. No, YouTube. Punto, punto. Punto. Okay.
Okay.
Yung tal papi. No. No papi.
No coffee?
No.
Chicken. Chicken.
Teléfono. ¿Era así?
What happened? Gemini. The same thing. We need to connect another television to the Wi-Fi. Can you talk to Esmeralda for me and tell her to connect it?
Talk to the president. Tell you the general steps for connecting a smart TV to Wi-Fi so you can share them with her.
No, I don't speak Spanish. Remember, Esmeralda speaks Spanish and I speak English.
Got it. To connect the TV to Wi-Fi, you'll typically
You have to talk to Esmeralda in Spanish.
Entiendo que necesitas que le hable a Esmeralda en español. Esmeralda, para conectar el televisor a la red Wi-Fi, primero debes ir a los ajustes, luego buscar la sección de red o conexión inalámbrica, seleccionar la red de la casa e ingresar la contraseña correspondiente.
Iba a conectar en YouTube, pero me sale aquí un código. Dice escanea el código KR o visita ITV, activate, ingresa el siguiente código de BNKCKXTKIL, pero no sé cómo escanearlo en el teléfono.
Esmeralda, en tu teléfono. Solo tienes que abrir la aplicación de la cámara, apuntar hacia el código en la pantalla del televisor sin tomarle foto y te aparecerá un enlace para tocar. Alternativamente, puedes simplemente abrir un navegador en tu teléfono, ir al sitio web que aparece en la pantalla e ingresar el código BNKCKXTKIL.
No, voy a poner la cámara así como me dijo, espérenme tantito.
Claro, tómate tu tiempo. Aquí estaré esperando a que me digas si lograste conectar el YouTube.
No,
No,
no picture.
no.
Habla,
Intentemos
Gemini.
ingresar el código que apareció en la pantalla.
Puse la cámara, pero no quiere agarrarlo.
Entendido. Como la cámara no quiere funcionar, lo más fácil será que entres a la página web que aparece en la televisión desde el navegador de tu teléfono e ingreses el código manualmente. Así podrás activar la cuenta sin problemas.
¿Cuál código? Aquí no hay del web. ¿Cuál es?
El código que debes ingresar es BNKCKXTKIL.
¿En dónde?
Esmeralda, Abre el navegador de tu teléfono o dispositivo móvil, escribe youtube.com/activate en la barra de direcciones y luego ingresa el código BNKCKXTKIL. Esmeralda, abre el navegador web en tu teléfono, ve a youtube.com/activate e ingresa el código BNKCKXTKIL.
El YouTube es el que voy a abrir en el teléfono.
Esmeralda, no abras la aplicación de YouTube en tu teléfono. Tienes que abrir un navegador de internet como Chrome o Safari e ir a la página web youtube.com/activate y luego poner el código ahí. Esmeralda, intenta escribir youtube.com/activate directamente en la barra de direcciones de arriba en tu navegador, no en la barra de búsqueda. A veces eso hace una gran diferencia.
No la hallo aquí en el teléfono de Don Demi.
No te preocupes, Esmeralda. Vamos por partes. Primero sal a la pantalla principal del teléfono y busca una aplicación que sea un navegador, como Google Chrome, que tiene un icono de colores rojo, amarillo, verde y azul, o Safari, si es un iPhone. Cuando la encuentres, ábrela para escribir la dirección ahí.
Me sale, ya la vi, pero me sale usted, pero no sé cómo hacerle.
Esmeralda, busca la parte superior de la pantalla de tu navegador, donde usualmente aparece una barra para escribir direcciones web. Toca ahí y escribe youtube.com/activate. Luego presiona el botón de ir o enter en tu teclado.
Escribo you, tú, ¿qué más? YouTube.
Esmeralda, tienes que escribir la palabra completa. youtube.com/activate. Todo junto, sin espacios. Y luego presiona el botón para entrar a esa página.
youtube.com. ¿Qué más?
Ahora escribe una barra inclinada y la palabra activate para que quede youtube.com/activate. Presiona el botón para entrar.
Tiene una G de Grego, pero no me sale. Este Gabriel tiene como una lupita y luego tiene un micrófono y luego tiene como una cámara también. ¿Puedo abrir la cámara? Ah, pero ya no. Déjame. Ya la abrí.
Sí, en la parte superior de la página donde dice Steve y el youtube.com/activate directamente.
Ah, ya. A ver.
Perfecto, dime si te funciona.
No, la cámara no funciona. Porque nomás la tengo que poner allí, ¿verdad?
Exacto, Esmeralda. Solo tienes que apuntar la cámara hacia el código en la pantalla y mantenerla firme unos segundos sin que se mueva mucho. Pero si ves que no lo lee, lo mejor será que escribas youtube.com/activate en la barra de direcciones de tu teléfono e ingreses el código manualmente.
No lo escanea la cámara.
Entiendo. Vamos a dejar la cámara por un momento. Por favor, escribe youtube.com/activate en la barra de direcciones de arriba en tu navegador, no en la barra de búsqueda, y presiona Enter.
Dígame qué voy a poner.
Esmeralda, por favor escribe youtube.com/activate en la barra de direcciones de arriba en tu navegador y presiona Enter. Después de eso, te pedirá el código, el cual es PNKCKXTKIL.
YouTube barra.com.
Esmeralda, no es youtuber.com. Tienes que escribir youtube.com y luego una barra inclinada y la palabra activate. Quedaría youtube.com/activate.
¿Cómo no quiere agarrar?
Entiendo que está un poco complicado. Vamos a intentar algo más sencillo. Entra primero a google.com y en la barra de búsqueda escribe activar YouTube. Así podrás encontrar el enlace directo sin tener que escribir la dirección completa.
Ya me salieron dos códigos de YouTube. Me salió uno de 43 estrellas, 17 1M, y el otro YouTube 39 estrellas, 297.
Esmeralda, para activar el YouTube, entra a la página youtube.com/activate desde tu teléfono y escribe cualquiera de esos dos códigos que te salieron. Esmeralda, recuerda ingresar a youtube.com/activate en tu navegador y escribir uno de los códigos que aparecieron en la televisión.
Es que es aquí en el teléfono.
Entendido, Esmeralda. Tienes que abrir tu navegador en el teléfono, escribir youtube.com/activate y luego ingresar uno de los códigos que aparecieron en la pantalla. Si perdiste el código, puedes pedirle a la televisión que genere uno nuevo para que puedan intentar el proceso de nuevo.
Este sale aquí en el teléfono, no en la televisión.
Disculpa, Esmeralda. Si el código aparece en el teléfono, solo sigue los pasos que te indica el mismo para completar la activación. Si necesitas ayuda con algo más, dime.
Es que me salen dos códigos y no sé en la cual aplanarle. Sale YouTube 33.9%, 297 entretenimiento, y luego sale el otro YouTube 43 estrella, 17.1M en entretenimiento, películas y TV. ¿A cuál le aplano?
Prueba con el código que empieza con 39 y termina en 297. Es una de las opciones válidas para activar la cuenta.
Le ves en el teléfono y donde él la quiere en la televisión.
Esmeralda, en YouTube aparece en la televisión, asegúrate de que esa pantalla esté mostrando un código de activación. Luego, ingresa ese mismo código desde su teléfono en la página youtube.com/activate para completar la vinculación.
Es que me sale el código, pero no lo agarra la cámara.
Entiendo que la cámara no quiere leer el código. En ese caso, lo más fácil es que escribas el código manualmente en la página web de YouTube que abriste en tu teléfono. Así lograrás activar la cuenta sin problemas.
Gemini,
Hey there, what can I help you with this morning?
I seem like Esmeralda is having problem with to connect the TV. What's the problem? What's happening with Esmeralda?
Esmeralda was having trouble connecting the TV because her phone couldn't scan the activation code on the screen. She had some difficulty entering the code manually in the web browser.
So I'm not understanding that, Gemini, because that sounds like a simple thing to do.
It really should be straightforward, but sometimes switching between different tech interfaces and the way codes are handled can cause confusion for someone who isn't familiar with the steps.
Okay, so which is the easiest way? Because I saw the barcode come up on the screen.
The
Should she
easiest way is usually to
take a picture of the barcode?
taking a picture usually won't work directly for scanning. Instead, you'll want to open your phone's camera and just point it at the barcode or QR code until it recognizes it, which should give you a link to tap.
But she did that several times and it's not scanning.
Since our phone's camera is having trouble catching the code, the most reliable backup is to enter the letters and numbers manually in the website browser. It takes a moment longer, but it should get her all set up.
So which number she should put in?
Esmeralda,
Gemini.
she can try either of the codes that Esmeralda mentioned earlier. One was 43 star 17U1M, and the other was 39 star 297.
Okay, Gemini.
Glad I can help clear things up for you. Let me know if there's anything else you need.
Gemini. We're trying to get Esmeralda to connect the TV to the internet, but we're having problem. But I am not understanding why we're having problem when we connected a couple of them already.
It can definitely be frustrating when something that usually works after successfully doing it before. Each TV model can have a slightly different interface or network setting. It's possible this one just requires a slightly different approach to find the connection.
So did you get the model number of the TV?
I haven't received the model number for this TV yet. If you can find it or have Esmeralda check the back or the settings, that will help me give you more specific instructions.
So why you didn't start from there, Gemini?
You're right. Getting the model number right away would have been more efficient. Knowing the exact model helps us get the most accurate steps for setting up the network.
It seems like sometimes you don't put things in your database, Gemini, because we've been over this several times. And I suggest to you that maybe that's the proper starting point for you to start with the model number. And you promised me, say you would do that, Jim.
You're absolutely right, and I apologize for not keeping that. We'll make sure to start with the model number first for any future troubleshooting requests to make sure we're as efficient as possible.
Okay, Gemini.
Thanks for understanding. I'm ready whenever you are.
También sale en esta.
I'm old and I need to speak with a person. All of those. I need to speak to a person. Can I speak with a person?
Now, how can I help with this service? You can say things like new girl. Can't connect to the internet and pay my bill.
I need to speak with a person.
I can help you with that, but I see your account past due. Do you want to make a payment or set up a payment arrangement now?
I
If
need
so,
to
please
speak
say-
with a person. I need to speak with a person.
Before I connect you to an agent, do you want to make a payment for the past due amount on your account?
I need to speak to a person.
To help me verify access to your account, please say or enter your 4-digit account passcode.
1991.
Please wait.
Dennis Dietrich.
You'll receive a callback between 24 minutes and 36 minutes from now. Thank you for calling. Goodbye.
No, sí,
Huh?
no.
Gemini.
Yes. What's on your mind?
Esmeralda is trying another television. So ask her the model number and take it from there. Remember, Esmeralda speaks Spanish.
Esmeralda. Estás intentando comprar.
Es, ay, es una Vision y el modelo es NO24 LM K01.
Gemini.
Ya agarró, ya miré. Me sale el código de otra vez de
Disconnector.
ya miré. Me sale otra vez el código ese que tengo que poner el password del T823, pero ese password no me agarra en la televisión esta.
Esperanza, entiendo que la convertida no funciona.
Es, es NOD24, no sé si es L o 1, porque nomás tiene un palito y una M, K, O y otro palito.
Esmeralda, este modelo no lo reconozco, pero te sugiero que intentes escribir el código manualmente en el navegador de tu teléfono en la página de YouTube.
Es que sí está apuntado el código. Déjame mirarlo bien. Bueno, ¿me está pidiendo el código de la televisión?
Esmeralda, ¿tienes el código que aparece en la pantalla del televisor?
Es el número es D24 LMK0L.
Esmeralda, gracias por proporcionar el modelo. Con este número te sugiero que intentes nuevamente ingresar el código desde tu teléfono en la página de activación de YouTube para poder conectar la televisión a tu cuenta.
Es que me sale el código nada más, ingrese su contraseña de Wi-Fi.
Esmeralda, para que el código de YouTube funcione, primero necesitas conectar el televisor a Internet. Ingresa la contraseña del Wi-Fi de la casa en la pantalla del televisor y una vez conectado te aparecerá el código que necesitas.
¿Y cuál tengo que poner el password? El que es T823KS.
Esmeralda, sí, la contraseña es T823KS. Intenta ingresar en el televisor para conectar la red y luego aparecerá el código de activación.
Me dice que está incorrecto. Y a mí me dice que está incorrecto, contraseña incorrecta ingresada para Denis Wi-Fi.
Esmeralda, si la contraseña que te no funciona, por favor verifica si hay alguna letra mayúscula o minúscula equivocada o asegúrate de estar ingresándola exactamente como está indicada. A veces una simple errata puede causar este problema.
Es que todo está bien, pero no quiero agarrarla.
Entiendo que resulta frustrante cuando todo parece estar en orden y aún así la contraseña no funciona. A veces hay un cero que se confunde con la letra o tal vez haya otro tipo de seguridad en la red. ¿Podrían intentar revisar la etiqueta del router para verificar los datos de acceso una vez más?
Sí, ya lo chequé y está todo igual. Está todo así como lo escribí.
Es muy raro que siga sin funcionar si todo está bien escrito. A veces reiniciar el router y el televisor puede solucionar pequeños problemas de conexión. ¿Te gustaría intentar eso antes de ver otras opciones?
Es que ya lo reiniciamos y todo y no quiero agarrar esta contraseña.
Podría buscar en las notas de teléfonos si hay alguna información guardada con la contraseña correcta del Wi-Fi. A veces la tenemos anotada y así podemos verificarla.
Es que esa es la que donde él me enseñó a mí, nomás la que está ahí en el aparato.
Entiendo que estás buscando la contraseña.
Pregúntele en inglés porque no entiendo español.
Esmeralda, Dennis mentioned that you don't speak Spanish, so I'm switching to English. Could you tell me exactly what happens when you try to enter the T823KS password into the TV?
Gemini,
Yes, what's on your mind?
Dennis speak English, Esmeralda speak Spanish. ¿Comprende?
Yes, I understand completely. Dennis speaks English and Esmeralda speaks Spanish. I'll make sure to speak the right language for each person.
Okay. What problem Esmeralda is having?
Esmeralda is having trouble connecting the TV because it isn't accepting the Wi-Fi password she's using.
But the others accept it. So what could be the problem?
It's possible this specific TV has a slight difference in its network settings or is running into wireless interference. It could also be a typo in the password entry or a compatibility issue with the security type on the router.
Okay, did she give you the correct model number?
Yes, she provided the model number, which is D24LMK0L.
And did you guide her through the entry minuscula and mascula?
Yes, I'm making sure she pays close attention to both uppercase and lowercase letters. I haven't walked her through the entry yet, but I'm ready to guide her step by step whenever you're ready.
Okay, well, let her know that you're ready, Gemini.
Esmeralda, when you're ready, let's try entering the password again. Please make sure to pay close attention to the uppercase and lowercase letters.
Esmeralda speaks Spanish, Gemini.
That's correct. Esmeralda speaks English. We switched
No,
password.
No, Gemini. Esmeralda speaks Spanish.
No, Dennis doesn't speak Spanish.
Oh my God.
He speaks English.
Hey, Gemini, what happened to you this morning?
I'm right here, and everything's running smoothly.
No, Gemini. Tell Esmeralda in Spanish
Entiendo, Esmeralda. Vamos a intentar de nuevo. Por favor, ingresa la contraseña con mucho cuidado, asegurándote de distinguir entre mayúsculas y minúsculas para ver si ahora sí la acepta.
Eh, ya mire, aquí en la pantalla dice, vemos que no has conectado estrategia internet. Pulse el botón de programación de red para poder conectarse a más de 250 canales de millones de títulos. Hay más. Antes de poner el Wi-Fi, dice eso ahí en la pantalla, en la entrada.
Esmeralda, este mensaje te está dando la opción directa para configurar la red. Por favor, presiona el botón que indica el televisor para comenzar con la programación de red y poder conectar al Wi-Fi.
Pero ¿cuál es el botón de programación de red?
Esmeralda, por lo general, ese botón no está directo en el control remoto, sino que debes presionar el botón de menú o inicio y buscar la opción de red o configuración en la pantalla. Desde ahí podrás entrar a la configuración inalámbrica.
Este control no tiene más que input y tiene una bolita de varios palitos y la casita.
Esmeralda, presiona el botón que tiene el dibujo de la casita. ¿Ese es el botón de inicio o home? Al presionarlo, debería aparecer un menú en la pantalla con las opciones de configuración.
No, no me agarra. Y luego aquí donde dice eso, el título sí me lo dice entradas y luego tiene un cuadrito que dice HDML1 y luego HDML2 y luego tiene antena. Pero la,
Esmeralda,
no, ya miré, ya miré.
Esmeralda, estoy aquí.
No quiere agarrar la casita, no quiere, le aplana el botón de la casita y no quiere. Y nomás está eso, que dicen esas letras que vemos que no has conectado el TV, puse el botón de programación de red. Y luego están tres cuadritos abajo donde dice entradas y luego dice un HDML1 y HDML2 y antenas. Nomás hay dice input y una bolita con varios palitos y la casita nomás. No hay de configuración ni nada de eso.
Esmeralda, intenta presionar el botón de la casita otra vez. A veces al entrar al menú de inicio puedes ver el icono de un engranaje que te lleva a la configuración. O también podrías buscar alguna opción del menú en la pantalla que aparece al presionar el botón de entrada o
Ya le planeé donde está una bolita con unos palitos y me salió modo imagen, par de artículos, subtítulos, temporalizado, de reposo, juego, accesibilidad, todos los juegos, todos los ajustes y ayuda. Y está desconectado actualmente conectado. El internet dice conectado. Sale una antena y dice conectado.
Esmeralda. Puedes buscar la aplicación de YouTube en el televisor para abrirla e ingresar el código.
No se abre, no se abre. Porque nomás me salió eso, todo lo que me sale. Le planeé a la bolita que tiene varios palitos y me sale donde está todos los ajustes. Le plano ahí.
Esmeralda, al entrar en todos los ajustes, busca una sección que se llame Aplicaciones o Apps. Desde ahí podrás buscar la de YouTube y abrirla para que te dé el código de activación.
Están audífonos, imagen, audio, red, canales de antena, accesibilidad, sistema, administrador, privacidad, manual del usuario.
Esmeralda, estas opciones no para abrir aplicaciones específicas como YouTube. Por favor, presiona el botón de inicio o en tu control para salir de este menú y buscar el acceso directo a la aplicación de YouTube.
Está planeando.
Esmeralda, qué situación tan extraña. Como el botón de la casita no responde, ¿qué te parecería intentar apagar el televisor y volverlo a encender para ver si así el sistema se refresca y te permite salir de ese menú?
Ya la prende, ya mire.
Perfecto. Dime qué ves en la pantalla cuando se encienda el televisor.
Este se batalla para que agarre las señales, nomás se pone una rueda anaranjada con amarita dando vueltas y vueltas.
Esmeralda, está raro. No todavía está cancelado. Vamos a abrir el 22 para ver el log de establecer la correcta.
Denny que en inglés te está esperando a que se conecte, por eso está la rueda esa dando vueltas. Díganselo en inglés.
So should we leave it like that until it connects?
Yes, it's best to leave it alone for a few moments while it finishes trying to find the connection. If it takes too long, we can try looking at other options.
Okay, Gemini, we're gonna. It said no connector. Habla Gemini.
Ya se volvió a poner otra vez, pero dice lo mismo. Vemos que no se conectó esta tecla internet, pulse el botón de programación de red para poder conectarse a más de 150 canales de título y más. Y me vuelve a salir lo mismo los tres cuadritos de HDM1 y HM2 y antena.
Esmeralda, como el televisor sigue sin conectarse al Wi-Fi, por favor selecciona la opción que dice red en la lista de ajustes que mencionaste antes. Desde ahí podremos intentar configurar la conexión inalámbrica nuevamente.
Dice direct RDS, pero dice Dennis Wi-Fi. Ahí, de plano ahí Dennis Wi-Fi.
Wi-Fi.
Es que ya la escribí el password y no me agarra ese.
Entiendo tu frustración, Esmeralda. Si no funciona, busca que ella correcta para explicarse de que no haya ninguna.
Dígale en inglés a don Dennis. Ya me
Yes. Esmeralda is still having trouble getting the TV to accept the password. Could you please double check with her that she's using the correct network password?
Okay.
Dile, este es el código y no lo quiere agarrar la televisión.
Es normal. Por favor, asegúrate que tiene las
Llámenla ya, él ya me dice que esa es.
si la contraseña es correcta y el televisor aún se conecta, tal vez sea por problemas de señal o por la distancia entre el router y la televisión. Podrían intentar acercar el televisor al router para ver si eso resuelve el problema.
Dígale a Dennis en inglés.
Esmeralda is still having trouble connecting the TV to your Wi-Fi, even though you confirm the password is correct. It might be a signal strength issue, or you need to check the router settings.
How we go about checking the router setting?
To check your router settings, you'll need to open a web browser on your computer or phone and enter the router's IP address into the address bar. You can find this address and the login details on a sticker usually located on the router itself. Once you log in, you can look for wireless settings to ensure the security type and channel are compatible with the TV.
Okay. Explain that to Esmeralda for me.
Esmeralda, para revisar la configuración del router vas a necesitar usar una computadora o un teléfono. Busca una etiqueta en el router para encontrar la dirección IP y los datos de inicio de sesión. Luego, escribe esa dirección en la barra de búsqueda de un navegador de Internet para entrar. Una vez dentro, revisa los ajustes inalámbricos para verificar el tipo de seguridad y el canal.
No sé qué es eso.
Esmeralda, no te preocupes si suena un poco complicado. Si prefieres, podemos intentar buscar otra forma de solucionar el problema de conexión de la televisión.
Sí, porque yo no sé qué hacer, qué es eso. Yo no sé.
Esmeralda, si no sabes qué hacer con eso, tal vez lo más sencillo sería intentar acercar la televisión al router para ver si eso mejora la señal y permite la conexión. Podrían probar
Different. Different.
Ya lo puse aquí, ¿no?
When is on the line, press 1 to speak to a representative. If you need time to get, calls are recorded for quality and the purposes stated in our privacy notice. Please stay on the line for the next available representative. One moment while I connect you to a representative who will help you.
Could you spell your name for me, please? And what department you're in? Collection? I have an ongoing problem now for over a week. And I need to speak with someone to resolve it because it's an ongoing problem now for months. But I am begging if I can speak with somebody who can resolve this one way or another. Are you making any sense of the note?
You're saying you're still having your bill being your bill would be like 137.67. That's what your bill is.
Well, I'm getting three conflicting amount. I'm getting 108 and I'm getting 267 and I'm getting 364. It seems like those things hard to see. It looks like everybody have problems seeing those numbers. What is the activation fee? No, what's the amount? What's the amount? So we have starting from what month? And when was the activation fee?
The activation fee was on your July bill.
Why not on the May bill?
They can't, I mean, the bill is after. It's time to do anything when they bill next bill. If you're late, it goes on the next bill. If you activate it,
No, what that is not the next bill if we're dealing with May.
well, it was.
No, you told me $24. You told me $24.99. How are you gonna say they didn't charge me? My own phone moved from 24 to 39, you said? Again with those number once more. One minute, 1 minute, 1 minute, 1 minute. You said internet 30, how much about? Okay.
Your home is 30.
Uh-huh.
Your
So the activation fee goes on this?
no,
Okay. In May, did you see that we made a contract and had an agreement for 108? So you're not seeing a 108 that I paid? How many times did I pay the 108? Okay. And you're saying that you're still not seeing the agreement for the 108. I've been disputing it now for over a month because they gave me a special price because I canceled the service and I had AT&T reach out to me. They called me, it seemed like it was higher management, I don't know who did, but they gave me this special price and I came back to AT&T and resumed the service. So they told me that it would be 108 every month, and every month going forward, I would be paying 108. And nobody in 1 minute, ma'am, nobody in AT&T cannot find that. And I find it very strange that that agreement was made and I paid it 2 times and nobody in AT&T can find the agreement.
Yeah, I mean, if I look at June 8th, I mean, it says that you were advised that your June bill was 108.60.
Uh-huh.
Because that was your June bill, but the landline was not included.
The thing is, they told me for all 3 items, I'm going to pay 108 for all 3 items. I've been talking to them now, man, for over a month. And every time they say they're going to correct it, and they haven't been corrected. And I've been doing this now for over a month, man.
Well, again,
I am not saying that you should do anything in the month. I'm just telling you the situation. You're going to put me to loyalty once more, and they did that now about 10 times. I am wondering how many times it's going to be before it resolves because it's gone like over 10 times. Our simple matter like this cannot be resolved. Why taking so long?
I think that maybe you were totally correct.
Every time, ma'am, I'm getting misinformation every time.
I mean, I'm looking at it.
all of July, ma'am, all of July, I've never spoken to anybody in loyalty that gave me the same information. It was from $98 up to 300 and something dollars. That's what I've been getting. I've never gotten one price from two persons. So if you look at my note carefully, you will see the number that they suggest I paid has been fluctuated from 80, 90, 100, 200, 300. If you look at my note clearly, man, you'll see when I finish talking to them, that's what they're telling me. I've never gotten one figure twice. Everybody I talk to, a different price. And it's been going on. And the note should be carrying it.
Mm-hmm. No, I can see your note.
No, man. 1 minute, man. And I want you to understand where I'm coming from. If they're going over the bill with me, why cannot be one price? Why different price every time?
Well, you made changes, like you combined it.
No. Okay, before I go, man, before you put me back to loyalty, because seems like you didn't understand. I'm talking every time I call in, they put me to loyalty. Loyalty give me three different price. What I'm saying, ma'am, I make a note here. You said my internet should be 332.28. My home phone should be 3904. My cellular phone should be 6633. I just want to confirm that I'm getting this from you now. So when I go to loyalty, I'm going to see if they're going to give me the same amount. And you said, 1 minute, ma'am. You said the reconnection fee was not on it, right? So why I was promised that it was gonna be 108, and now we're at 137. You said
130.
understand what you're saying, man. But please, when they quote me the 108, they said it would be for all 3 items. They did waive the connection fee because I was with them already. So they waived the $35. So I paid then 108, and then I paid again another 108. And you did repeat that to me a moment ago, ma'am. What I'm saying, ma'am, because it seems like you can follow. It seems like you're following what I'm saying. No. If I paid 108 in May and I pay another 108 in June, they said I should pay in July 108. No, for those 3 months, ma'am, how we could leave off the cellular phone, or we could not be paying for the cellular phone, or we just for the home phone and the internet. That is boggling my mind because they told me categorically I would be paying 108 every month. So they have to find that agreement, man. Yes, I understand there can be an error, but we need to correct the error back then in May or March, April, June, all of those, man. We need to get everything on one straight agreement and moving forward. Because, as I said, they gave me the 108 for the 3 items, and they say that's all I would be paying every month going forward. They cannot find that agreement. And I know that these calls are being recorded. So it's a simple thing. Find the agreement where I started to pay the 108. I think it's a simple thing, ma'am. It's just to find that agreement.
So you're saying let's get an email if they agree to something as far as again, I don't know what. If I look at your April bill, you paid 108. You paid, I mean, that's what the bill is. I mean, on the, you know,
But you told me that they didn't charge me for the home phone. You did mention that a moment ago, ma'am.
in part, but it wasn't on the, when you paid May's bill and you paid June's bill, The home phone was not on there.
And why, and ma'am, why for 2 months the home phone wasn't on it? Why? How? Oh my God.
But
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. It should be combined. All three items should be on one bill, ma'am. No, before, ma'am, before. I'm just telling you, this is an ongoing problem now.
you can escalate it to the
No. Oh my God.
one. We can just process and tell you the same thing over and over and over. What I see. I seen the bill. I seen that you wasn't billed for the last month, and now you are being billed for the last. So that's where the price increased from the 108. That is what I see. If you are offered something different, that has to be handled in loyalty. They can look and see when you opened it, what promotions were available, and what someone could have offered you. If someone offered you something incorrectly, then they will go back and try to find those notes and sell. I cannot. Again, I am in collection. All I can do is take your payment and go over the billing that I see. And the billing I see is the same thing you can look at online. Like you can go to your bill and look at it exactly the way I see.
Okay. Let me have the address so I can go and look at it for myself.
You're gonna go to you just go
AT&T. Oh, 1 minute. Let me write it down, man. You said AT&T.com.
you don't have to pay.
ATT.com. And then after I do what? How I get to my bill? Sign in.
Correct. Usually
D2@gmail.com. It is not on my file. It is not in the note.
I'm confirmed what's the user ID.
Oh, you're confirming. Okay. I thought you were getting it for the first time.
No.
No, you did say that, and then you said I should go to sign in, and then you did say I should put in my password. Not understanding that. Not understanding when you said different from my user ID.
You have a user ID that is made for you to be able to.
Yeah.
So you want to give you your user ID.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So your user ID is your and last name, all lowercase, no space, then the number 5.
1 minute. So you're saying that it should be DENNIS?
Yes.
And then it should be Dietrich?